So this statue is in Bulgaria, um, the place where uh, Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment. So anyway, this is quite beautiful actually. And so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Feet flat on the floor. If you are sitting on your chair, shoulders aligned with your hips. Excuse me, and ears aligned with your shoulders as best you can. And imagine your spine is this string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just lengthen your spine and just go to the crown of the head, and maybe you can feel some sensation there or not. And then relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, your nose, your cheeks, the area around the mouth, back of the tongue, the jaw, the back of the head. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. And relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. Just be aware of it. We're drawing all our senses inwards right now. And then be aware of the sounds within your home, outside of your home, and just allow them to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then notice the thoughts that are arising. Is there something going around and around your mind from yesterday? An email, a text, something you saw on the news. So just allow the thoughts to be there. It's really good to know, have some kind of awareness about what's in the mind. And then rather than giving yourself a hard time about it, if it's not particularly serving you, just take a step back and look objectively without judgment, without needing to do anything to fix it right now. Just observe. It's actually the hardest thing to do, is to just simply observe without having an idea of this or that, about, oh, I can do this or I can do that, or this should be this way, or you're doing this way. Just watch. Be aware. Be alert. And then bring to mind some people of your life, your loved ones. It's people you care about very deeply. And then there's those people you don't like, really, And then there's strangers. And these relationships that are interchangeable. These people, they're all equal. They all have a wish to be happy. They all want to be free from any kind of pain or suffering. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So we'll do this meditation on Shakyamuni Buddha this morning for the benefit of all these beings and, all the people of your life. Anybody whose name you've been given to sort of keep in your heart in your practice. So I'll just do a little refuge prayer before we start. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. So one way, we generate love and compassion is by reflecting on these friend, enemy, and stranger. So it is really the very first step, in the Lam Rim text, comes towards the end. But it's the first step in developing bodhicitta. So the teachings on bodhicitta start with equanimity. So you think about everybody. Again, they want to be happy. They can't really get around to being happy. They can't get everything they want that they think is going to make them happy. They do all these kinds of weird things to avoid suffering and sometimes end up creating more suffering. And they're constantly running into it. Karma's popping up left, right, and center. So we think, and it's not in a kind of a grandiose way, this is just a kind of thinking from this point of view is like, in order to help all beings and lead them to perfect peace and happiness of enlightenment, I myself must attain enlightenment. And so, on the way, this is one of the practices that I can do to try and get me there. So you imagine this Shakyamuni Buddha in front of you, about 6 to 8 feet away, above the level of your eyes, forehead maybe. And imagine this is, I quite like this image because it's slightly blurry, so it looks a little bit like light. So imagine it's light, transparent, intangible. And there's this kind of golden throne, and it has all these beautiful jewels on it. And they're not ordinary jewels. They're just kind of like manifestations of this holy being, this virtue, this Buddha. And they're supported at each of the 4 corners by a pair of snow lions. And these animals in reality are manifestations of bodhisattvas. And they have a white fur and a green mane and tail. And again, made of light. And on the flat surface of the throne is a seat consisting of a large open lotus and 2 radiant discs representing the sun and the moon, and these are one on top of each other. And these 3 objects symbolize the 3 principal realizations of the path to enlightenment: the lotus, renunciation; the sun, emptiness; and the moon, bodhicitta. And seated upon this is the Buddha, who has attained these realizations and is the embodiment of all enlightened beings. His body is made of this golden light, and he's wearing these saffron robes of a monk. And his robes don't actually touch his body, but they're separated from it. Like just separated by about, the text says by about an inch. And he's seated in this full Vajra posture with each foot over the other thigh. The palm of his right hand rests on his right knee with the fingers touching the moon cushion. And this signifies Buddha's great control. And they say great control over his illusions, his desire, attachments. On the other hand, the left hand is resting in his lap, in the meditation pose, palm up. And you can imagine it's in that palm, he's holding a bowl filled with nectar. Again, the bowl is made of light, the nectar is light. And this is medicine for curing all of our disturbing states of mind and all of our hindrances. And Buddha's face is very beautiful. This particular image of Buddha is really beautiful. His smiling, compassionate gaze is directed at you and simultaneously all those people of your life. So there's no, he's free of all this kind of judgmental, critical thoughts, and he's accepting you just as you are. There's these beautiful, long eyes, they're shaped like lotus petals. And his lips are cherry red, and the lobes of his ears are long, and his hair is blue-black, and each hair is individually curled to the right, not mixed with the others, and every feature of his appearance represents an attribute of his omniscient mind. And rays of light emanate from every pore of Buddha's holy body and reach every corner of the universe. So imagine this. And maybe there's not just one universe, there could be many, many, many universes. And these rays are actually composed of countless miniature Buddhas, some going out to help living beings and others dissolving back into his body, having finished their work. So just sit with that for a moment, feeling this living presence of the Buddha and take refuge in him, recalling his perfect qualities and willingness and ability to help you, and make a request from your heart to receive his blessings to help you become free from all your negative energy, all your misconceptions, and all your other problems, and to receive all the realizations of the path to enlightenment. And imagine your request is accepted, and a stream of purifying white light, which is in the nature of the enlightened mind, flows from Buddha's heart and enters your body through the crown of your head. And just as the darkness in a room is instantly dispelled in the moment you switch on a light, so too the darkness of your negative energy is dispelled upon contact with this radiant light. Taya Tao Muni Muni Ma Munaye Soha 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 Taya Tao Muni Muni Ma Munaye Soha. So now feel that all your negative energy, all your problems, your subtle obscurations have been completely purified, and your body feels blissful and light. Your mind feels blissful and light. Now imagine this time a stream of golden light descending from the Buddha's heart, and it flows into your body through the crown of your head. And the essence of this light is the excellent qualities of his pure body, speech, and mind. So, they say that the Buddha was able to transform his body into different forms, animate and inanimate, in order to help living beings according to their individual needs and their particular states of mind. And with the speech, he can communicate different aspects of the Dharma simultaneously to beings of these different levels of development and be understood by them in their different languages and dialects. And, this, in some respects, when you hear this, it sounds a little like a bit of a fantasy, right? But if you go to, like, say, one of His Holiness's teachings, and you come out, everybody's heard something different, or something in His Holiness's speech has spoken to individuals differently. And so for those Geshis who are attending, they understand His Holiness's talk at a different level than, say, me, who goes in there, hasn't done that much study. And there might be something that kind of falls and lands. So in a way, His Holiness speaks to you, according to where you're at. And it can be meaningful, just as meaningful to everyone. And his mind, the mind of the Buddha, sees very clearly every atom of existence, every occurrence, past, present, and future, and knows the thoughts of every living being. So the Buddha has this incredibly refined awareness, alertness, moment to moment. And these infinite good qualities flow into every part of your body. And so concentrate on this blissful experience as we recite the mantra again. Muni Muni Mahamunaye Sohan Taya 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 Muni Muni Mahamunaye Sohan Shakyamuni Muni Ma Munaye Sohan Tayadao Muni Muni Ma Munaye Sohan. And now feel you've actually received these infinite excellent qualities of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and you feel light and blissful. Now imagine the 8 snow lions absorb into the throne into the lotus, and the lotus into the sun and the moon, and they in turn absorb into the Buddha, who now comes to the space above the crown of your head, facing the same way as you. And this Buddha melts into light and dissolves into your body. And your ordinary sense of I, this unworthy and burdened with faults, and all our other wrong conceptions disappear completely. And in that instant, you become one with the Buddha's blissful, omniscient mind in the aspect of vast, empty space. So just concentrate on this for a minute or so and just try and not let any other thoughts or sounds distract you. And if you do feel like you have some kind of distraction, maybe dissolve it, like into little bubbles, like when you put an aspirin into water. Just dissolve all your distractions. Now imagine this, from this empty space, there appear in the place where you're sitting, the throne, the lotus, and the moon, and upon these, yourself as the Buddha. And this is very important. Everything is made of light, in the nature of light, exactly as you had visualized before in front of you. And really feel that you are Buddha, that you have all the same qualities as the Buddha, and try and identify with this enlightened wisdom and compassion. Instead of this kind of incorrect self-view we kind of rock around with day by day. And surrounding you in every direction and filling all of space are living beings. So again, we try and generate love and compassion for them, remembering they want happiness, they don't want suffering, and they're all having this extraordinary potential. And now you're enlightened, you can help them get there. So at your heart are a lotus and a moon, and standing upright around the circumference of the moon, reading clockwise, are the syllables of the mantra. Tayata Om Muni Muni, Maha Muni Svaha. And the seed syllable mum stands at the moon's center. And imagine these rays of light, and this is actually your wisdom and your compassion emanating from every letter and spreading in all directions. And they reach the countless sentient beings surrounding you, completely purifying them of their obscurations and delusions and filling them with strength as we recite the mantra again. So really try and feel this from your heart, this light coming out of these mantras, your wisdom, your compassion. Tayata Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha 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 Tayata Muni Muni Maha Munaye Soha. And think, now I've led all sentient beings to enlightenment, thus fulfilling my intention for doing this meditation. And imagine that all the beings around you are experiencing complete bliss, wisdom. And so one of the things that we feel when we do a meditation like this is, oh, it's not really real. But the thing is, these meditations are called bringing the future result into the present path. And so this is what we've just done. Just practicing, imagining as if. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this meditation, all the positive energy we've sent out to others for the benefit of our own practice, for all sentient beings, and just a strong wish for all of your teachers to have long lives. Okay, everybody, lots of love. Thank you for hosting, Shayla, and I'll see you guys tonight. Okay, thank you very much.